he was involved even after that. So the sense of involvement around her liked me a lot. The sense of family. He told me about her brother, who has really, really close ties with her brother and their family, which is really strange, this kind of situation. So also she's really beautiful.
I'm
She
sure.
has amazing green eyes, an amazing smile, and I knew it from the very beginning.
Did she like you?
That's a really good question. I think so.
Good for both of
I
you.
think so. I think
So
so.
how long did you go together before you got married?
2 years.
Very lovely.
We were together for 2 years.
How many children do you have?
One.
One daughter.
One daughter, Claire Laura.
Claire, who is Jewish.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. How did your mother and your siblings feel about the fact
Well,
that all of a sudden Julio was going to marry somebody who was not Catholic?
Well, I'm going to describe this in one anecdote. My mother was in Washington, D.C. visiting me just weeks after I met Michelle for the first time. And I was driving, and I didn't know what to tell my mother because she's really Catholic. She's really Catholic. And this was huge for her. So I was driving, and I tell my mom, Mom, what about if I'm not dating a Catholic woman? What is the best, what is the second best for you? And she immediately responded and said, Jewish. Immediately. And I was surprised because I didn't know why. And she responded telling me, because Jesus was Jewish and we came from them. And we came not from Jesus, we came from them. And I love that response because it was so automatic, it was so quickly. So I then get strong and tell my mom, Mom, I wanted to know that I'm dating Michelle. And she was happy just because of that. I was meeting someone. And then when she met Michelle, now they are really, really, really close.
That's lovely.
Really, really close. And I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful for that. But I would like to tell you something else, that after meeting Michelle and living so many years in the States, I returned to Peru to be Vice Minister of Industry and then Deputy Prime Minister of Peru. But that is not important. Which is important is when I returned to Peru, I was having different values because of the things that I was seeing in the United States, but also because of my relationship with Michelle. So when I returned to Peru, the people who were around me, the closest one, are also from the Jewish community.
Really?
Now I have 3 coaches and 1 mentor. A mentor who is helping me through all the campaign from the very beginning, and 3 coaches that are helping me to be a better person. Because being prepared for a political campaign is not about to get prepared to deal with people. It's about to be a better person inside of you. And all of these guys, the 4 of them, are from the Jewish community. And let me tell you one thing more. I didn't meet them because of Michelle. It wasn't that I returned to Peru and Michelle, I'm going to introduce to you these guys. No, I meet them separately. So this is not circumstantial. Mm-hmm. This is not a coincidence. This is just values and principles that link you closely with people. So for me, it's not luck. It's just that when you are there, you get close to people who resembles you, your values, and your principles. That's why I think this is a huge opportunity for many people, not only America, but the Jewish community too. And this is going to be the first time in which a president is going to hold these principles: democracy, civil rights, tolerance, and understand the problem in the Middle East in a broader way. Mm-hmm. Because when people don't know anything about a problem, they react like randomly. I'm not going to react randomly with the problem of the Middle East because I am already informed about what's going on there.
You know, Julio, in America, and in some way Michelle is telling you this, there's an enormous spectrum of Jewish involvement.
Yes.
From Jews who are basically not engaged at all in Jewish life, to Orthodox Jews, Reform Jews, Reconstructionist Jews, conservative Jews, Chavurah Jews, academically oriented Zionist Jews. I mean, there's a rainbow of Jewish life here in America. And they're also assimilated Jews who are Jewish, know they're Jewish, but it means nothing to them. And where does Michelle fall on that? To what extent is Jewishness important to her in any way? And at the moment, if someone were to say to you, so Julio, are you bringing your child up as a Jew, your daughter up as a Jew, or are you bringing her up with, as in a universalist fashion? She has a Catholic father, she has a Jewish mother, and, it's some nebulous type of bringing the child up. How would you identify Michelle's Jewish identity, and do you feel you and she together now have a Jewish identity that you want to impart to Claire?
Yes. For Michelle, being Jewish is really, really important. It's in every single day of her life. We go to the synagogue, we experience all the tradition, and she's not only that, she's pro-Israel too, which is, as you said, is really different here in the Jewish community. My daughter is going to be raised Jewish.
She is?
Yes.
That does not bother you?
No.
Does not bother your mother?
Absolutely not.
So,
absolutely not.
Okay, and one more question. You understand, for people watching, this is such an interesting, your life's journey is so fascinating, Julio. Does it ever occur to you that you want to become a Jew formally yourself? There's so much about you that feels Jewish, but you have never made a formal decision to become part of the Jewish community. Is it at all conceivable to you that you would one day want to become part of the Jewish community and convert and become a Jew?
I thought about it more than one time, and with my wife too. But one of the things that I understood about being Jewish is that you need to be ready and prepared, and it's not easy to get into the Jewish community, because in other religions, they are like proactive to get you involved. In the Jewish community, it's different. We don't want you, we're not going to force you to be part of us. But if you want to be part of us, we need to be sure that you want to be part of it. So that time is not now, but I know what it means. And the time when, if I made a decision, I need to feel that I'm ready.
And you're not ready yet?
I am still, in the process.
Okay.
I am still in the process.
And it's an unfair question, but I'll ask it
please.
anyway. Would it hurt you politically if you converted and became a Jew? Can somebody who is not Catholic become president of Peru? Be honest with me now.
Absolutely. I think so, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I haven't thought about it. But
Okay.
Because two reasons. First is that there is no anti-Semitic
There's no real anti-Semitism in Peru.
No, in Peru, no. The Jewish community is very well seen. It's a very small community, 3,000 people in Peru, relative to 30 million, but most of them are really prominent and prestigious people in the academia, politics, private sector, public sector too. So the image of the Jewish community in Peru is in a very high level.
So let's talk about Israel for a moment. We say that there is very little anti-Semitism in Peru, and that's my understanding as well from the study we've done. And by the way, I happen to have, my hometown is called Stamford, Connecticut. Stamford, Connecticut's twin city is basically the capital of Peru is the city that my hometown is tied to, and it just so happens that as we're taping, the mayor of Stamford is a member of my Chavurah, a wonderful guy named David Martin, and Marty Levine, who is his right hand, also in my congregation. Both of them just visited Peru, and I heard lovely things about your country in that regard. But one of the things that I understand is that throughout Latin America, the issue of where Israel is and how countries relate to Israel, and to what extent is there an understanding or a lack of understanding of the Middle East and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and is Israel vilified Are there people who want to delegitimize and basically undermine the existence of the State of Israel? These are all issues that are percolating throughout the world. Talk to me for a moment about, number one, how does Peru in general, what's been the historical relationship between Peru and Israel, and what do you want to have happen? Should you become president of Peru, what would you like to see the dynamic and the relationship between your country and Israel be? Just talk to me for a bit about your feelings about Israel.
Yeah, absolutely. Latin American countries, and particularly